Hey guys, and welcome back to the PvP Pet Battle series. And Blizzard have kind of announced in 5.3 that they are adding a new title for pet battles, whereas if you win 1,000 pet battles with level 25 pets, I mean PvP pet battles of course, that you get a nice new title. So of course I haven't done that because I've been recording every single PvP pet battle that I have done. And I usually do it once a day, or at least 3 times a week, usually. So now I'm going to have to step up my game and fire out 1,000 wins before patch 5.3 comes out. Because I do want a new title, especially a pet battles title, because, you know, I do love my pet battles. It's kind of obvious, like, isn't it? So, right. I will be doing an awful lot of pet battles, well, PvP pet battles, from now until whenever the patch decides to release. And I don't know, because I will be using teams that I know will win, i.e. keeping the magical crawdad in my team at all times, mainly. And I've been switching around, like I did about 7 or 8 pet battles last night. And I won quite a few of them, which was quite good, and I also lost quite a few of them as well. Depending on the team and stuff, I got put up against this team that had the magical crawdad, Mr. Bigglesworth, and the the new frog, and his team was the most defensive team I have ever seen in my life. He used the 2 block abilities on Mr. Bigglesworth and the frog, and then he was using the wish ability on the magical crawdad, and I managed to do quite a lot of damage. I killed 2 of his pets and then just didn't have enough to finish off the frog. Poor little Ragnaros died. So it was quite bad. I was using the conflagrate team instead of using my magical crawdad, my team with that. But it was all good, and I'm really talking bollocks while this pet battle's going on because it's a very, very, very long pet battle. And this imp is so fucking OP. It's so annoying. I try and try, but it just wouldn't die. I don't know why it just does not want to die. Like, it has the cultivate ability, or whatever you want to call it, which, culturize I think it's called, where it heals him for a percentage of his health plus how much damage. Like, I think it's about 10% of the damage that was done to you that turn, or is it 50%? It's one of the two. So, it took a lot of effort to beat this guy, so I'm using my wish ability on minfernal right now, and hoping minfernal does a good job, because minfernal's pretty awesome, but I've noticed that his meteor crush or meteor ability tends to miss sometimes, and it doesn't actually say that it's missed, it just gives no damage done whatsoever, so that's quite annoying. This guy is very handy, especially he knew when to use that cultivate or culturize or whatever it is, the heal. He knew when to use it perfectly. And see that ability, I can't remember what it is, but it puts on I take damage every time the turn ends for about 30 damage. And it just starts whittling away your HP, something shocking. If you don't have, say, a humanoid, then that is very effective. I don't know if, say, a shell shield would be able to counter it or not. It should be able to counter the damage done. And as you can see, minfernal just got owned by a poor little core flame imp. So now it is up to the souls of the aspect. And I've got this guy out now instead of the Venus, because Venus is elemental, and he does not benefit from the sunlight ability that I use on, or that I was using on him, whereas the Soul of Aspects does benefit from that, and that increases his health by 50% as well. And his minfernal just beat my Souls of Aspects, so my magical crawdad has to beat 3 opponents here. Will he be able to do it, folks? What do you reckon? Do you think he will? I have high hopes of him. The magical crawdad does do some mega heals. He doesn't do very good damage, but he does some nice heals. But back to 5.3, there is some new pets that are coming in, and there are pets that are coming back, the raiding pets, they are putting in from Outland. So now it gives you a reason to go back to the likes of Karazhan and the Tempest Keep, or whatever you want to call that one. So that will be fun, but the only bad thing is they have put a pet battle, or a pet on the last boss of Karazhan. So that means you have to go through that god-awful chest event, and I really don't like that chest event whatsoever. Now, I heard that it got taken so you can't solo it now, or have they changed that again so you can solo it? I hope the hell that you can solo it, because trying to get a pet that drops for a very small percentage in a big group, doing that would not be fun, because I highly doubt any of my guild or anything would be all like, oh yeah, we'll give you that pet, because, you know, it's not something people tend to do all too much. So I have finally killed that damn core flame imp, and now I'm working on the relentless shade. And my pet tracker isn't actually showing what attacks these guys are using now, which is very fucking annoying. So I'm actually having to think on my head what is actually going on, and it's not actually telling me the attacks that they have, and I can't figure out how they're using it. And I'm just glad that this relentless shadeling is not at full level. It's only level 23, so I'm very glad at that, because I dare say it would have done a whole lot more damage than what it was doing. It's hitting me for 300 every turn because of the arcane blast, where it was saying it had its tier 1 ability in the slot 1, so that was quite annoying. And he gets healed every time he attacks me, which is the Plague Blood attack, if I can remember correctly. And he also, if I can remember correctly, is using the Death Coil. I hope it's Death Coil he was using, because I can't remember what the 3rd tier ability is for the relentless shadeling. But I'm doing quite good. My magical crawdad doesn't want to die, and the wish ability is still, to me, far too OP'd. And I can't remember if it's the next fight or the fight after that I go up against Mini Diablo, which is pretty cool, because you don't really see much people with the Mini Diablo pet that comes from the collector's edition of the original Warcraft. But his team kind of contradicted itself. He was using Call of Darkness, plus he was using a heal from one of the deers. You know the way the deers have the AoE heal, or the AoE heal. So he kind of was contradicting himself in that one, which is kind of silly, but, you know, what the hell, I still won it, so it was all good. And we are now up against Mini Infernal. We have killed the shadeling, and we're looking good. We've got 1,300 HP. He's only got 100. So we're looking good to beating him in the next 2 turns. I can't remember if I get a crit here. I think I might get a crit if I can remember correctly. Do I? No. So it's the next turn I beat him. I can remember there was one fight that I crit to win it, and I was like, oh, I need to crit this to actually win the fight. So there we go. We have beaten this guy. Whip whip, and I'm glad I beat him. He was a very tough opponent, and I loved his team, and I've been below, and I'll see you all later.